Try to drive me out of my rental house? How does getting your rent doubled and getting fired sound? I rented a duplex from a guy named Frank Delgado. He owned 5 duplexes on the same street, and he was honest to a fault. Good landlord, fixed things fast, never messed with my deposit, always picked up the phone. The problem was Frank didn't handle the day-to-day stuff himself. That job belonged to Giselle. Giselle lived in the other half of my duplex. Frank had cut her rent in half in exchange for her collecting checks, scheduling repairs, and handling anything that came up. Great deal for her. Nightmare for me, because Giselle decided within the first week that she hated me. She was the type who acted like there was an HOA even though there wasn't one. My friend parked an inch over the invisible line on her side of the driveway, and she came out screaming before he got the car door open. Quiet time was 10 p.m., and if my TV was still on at 10:01, my phone rang. Rent checks I dropped in the same mail slot every month somehow went missing the 2 times I was close to late. Anything that broke took weeks to get fixed, if it got fixed at all. I found out later why she hated me so much. She'd wanted a friend of hers to move into my unit before I ever showed up. Frank ran a credit check, her friends came back a mess, mine came back clean, and Frank went with me instead. Giselle never forgave me for existing. I told myself I could ride it out. My lease was ending in a few months and I was moving closer to work anyway. Then the water heater started leaking. I mopped the closet floor, threw towels down, and emailed Giselle that night. Nothing. A week later I forwarded the same email, nice and polite. You might have missed this. Nothing. I told her a plumber friend looked at it and said it needed to get handled immediately. Finally she wrote back 4 words. I will look into it. Then silence again. She was running out the clock on me and we both knew it. About a month before I moved, I caught her outside watering her flowers and brought it up in person. She waved me off, then added, real casual, that she was a stickler about final inspections, and if I wanted any of my deposit back I better be ready to pass a white glove inspection. Fine, if that's the game she wanted to play. A week later, right before my last rent check was due, I spotted Frank walking around the property checking on things. Giselle was nowhere in sight. I went over, said hi, thanked him for renting to me the past year. He asked if I needed anything before I left. I asked if he had 10 minutes to walk through and do my move-out inspection himself. We went unit by unit, and everything looked fine, until we got to the water heater closet. I opened the door and showed him the towels I'd been swapping out for a month, still damp from the night before. I told him what standing water does to drywall over time. Then I handed him a folder with every email I'd sent Giselle. Dated, ignored, dated again. He got quiet reading through them, asked if there was anything else that never got fixed. I had 2 more emails ready for that too. His face went red. He told me right there he was releasing my full deposit. No inspection needed. Then I remembered I still owed him 1 more rent check, $750. I asked if it was easier if I just wrote him a check for the difference, $250, instead of him cutting me a $500 check back. He shrugged and said sure, that works, signed off on it, and headed home. A few days later I dropped a check for $250 in the mail slot, like always. That evening Giselle pounded on my door so hard I thought she'd crack the wood. She was yelling that I shorted the rent, that she could get me evicted for it, that this was not how things were done. I told her $750 minus my $500 deposit came out to $250, and that was just the math. Her face did this thing where her mouth kept moving, but nothing came out for a second. She started in about rules, about how she has final say, because she's the one who does the inspections. I told her Frank had already done the inspection himself and signed off on the payment, and that she should take it up with him. Then I told her to get off my porch and close the door. A week before I moved out, Frank came by to fix the water heater for the next tenant. While he worked, he mentioned his daughter was moving into my old unit and taking over as the on-site manager. I asked what that meant for Giselle. He said the arrangement was ending. No more half rent for handling the property, since his daughter would be doing that job now, and she wasn't asking for a discount to do it. Full rent, same as everyone else on the street, doubled, starting the next lease cycle. Giselle didn't last 3 weeks after that. She couldn't cover it. She packed up and left the same duplex she used to patrol like it belonged to her.